the topic that we need to talk about is how we need to ostracize, we have to bully, we need to, let's say, ridicule, we need to, how can I say this without, it's not like I'm gonna get into trouble. What the hell? We need to expose these people. People like, this guy, Jake Tapper. You remember Jake Tapper? Well, Jake Tapper at some point said that, that all this thing of Biden's cognitive decline was nonsense. Let's hear his words, because right now he has just released a book called Original Sin, President Biden's Decline, Its Cover-Up, and Its Disastrous Choice to Run Again. Okay, you cannot make this up. I'm going to play the videos. We have the video evidence with what Jake Tupperware said back then, and then we're going to be talking about
Jake,
this.
is very clearly a cognitive decline.
Okay.
That's what I'm referring to. It makes me uncomfortable.
You have no.
I
can't. That's so amazing. It's so amazing to me that
try and figure out an answer.
A cognitive decline.
Well, when you're trying to tell me that what I was suggesting was
I think that you were mocking his stutter. I think you were mocking his stutter, and I think you have absolutely no standing to diagnose somebody's cognitive decline. I would think that somebody in the Trump family would be more sensitive to people who do not have medical licenses diagnosing politicians from afar. Plenty of people have diagnosed your father from afar, and I'm sure it offends you. Your father.
Yeah, that was Jake Tupperware, and now he's releasing a book. I mean, let's. You are a journalist, right? This is some kind of journalistic work. You needed to do the research for how long? For some time, right? Like, I would like to find out for how long has he been doing, the research. And it's so amazing. It's like he had this card in the moment they chose Kamala, he said, well, I have to do something about this. Maybe the tide is turning, maybe there's a possibility that Trump can win. And right now that Trump is in power, how a coincidence. I'm telling you, I don't believe one of these people. I don't believe Mark Zuckerberg. I don't believe Lindy Lee. I'm talking about Lindy Lee. I should do a section about Lindy Lee, a dedicated section about her. That that Lindy Lee, by the way, she was on all these podcasts saying that I was the one exposing Biden's, she was the one sending emails to journalists, so journalists who could talk about this when she was up to the day of the elections, with going full Democrat and praising Biden that he was, what was the word that she used? I should do a section about her, that he was over-delivering. I'm not joking. And now she's claiming that she is this, that she knew what was happening. All these people are fake. They have to be ridiculed. They have to be exposed. They have to be, how to say this, ostracized from anything regarding the right. But there's one thing that happens. That you need to understand, that there's this phenomenon called the podcast apocalypse. We are way past the event horizon of the podcast apocalypse. What is this? Is that there are way too many podcasts already. And now there's a Gavin Newsom podcast that we will talk about later. But this is the issue. And when you have so many podcasts, then all of a sudden you will have the same guests everywhere. If you watch politics podcasts, then you will find out that you have the same person is in all those podcasts. And in all those podcasts, more or less the same questions are asked and the same answers are given. So yeah, we are way past that point. I would say that we are 2 years past that point. And what happens if you're a podcaster? Okay, because I have the benefit of being a talking head, not the band. Remember Talking Heads? No, I'm not meaning the band. I'm like a talking head host in the sense that I give you my opinion about things. I don't really need guests. You are my guest on the live chat, but I don't have guests. This is not a podcast. If you have a podcast, you absolutely need to keep a constant stream of guests. And if you run out of guests, you will go for the bottom of the barrel. That's why you will invite Jake Tapper. Oh, Jake Tapper has gone to the good side. Lindy Lee has gone to the good side. And that's what happens. That's what happens. People who have a business, podcast as a business, they ran out of the good guests and they have to scrape the bottom of the barrel. That is all that is happening. But then they will invite anybody who claims to be, I am one of the good guys now, like Taylor Lorenz. I'm pretty sure that many of you don't know who she is, but yeah, she's trying to reinvent herself right now, like all these grifters. So they must be exposed. All these videos, all these records must be replayed over and over again. We need to make sure that everybody finds out about these hypocrites, about all these two-faced grifters. We have to absolutely make sure of that. So whenever you find out that any of these grifters that I might not be aware of, you remember to reach out to me via email or on X, and that will be the best way to say that, but because this is unacceptable. This is unacceptable, the way this guy has tried to, Tapper, then, it's a conspiracy theory to say Biden has cognitive decline. It's a stutter. It's just a stutter. And Tapper now, a book on the cover-up of President Biden's decline. It's cover-up and his disastrous choice to run again. You cannot. I mean, this is Gavin Newsom's levels of hypocrisy. I mean, this is something that has to be. I don't know. I don't know how these people have the gall to show their faces. But in all cases, we were talking about Joey Reid in the past couple shows. And you see that both Joey Reid and Don Lemon, and by the way, I checked, and yes, I have better numbers than Don Lemon. And Don Lemon had decades of experience as a journalist and had all those years on CNN. And nobody, literally nobody who started on YouTube from 5 years ago, well, here I am, and I have better numbers than him. We are the new media, baby, and we are not going anywhere. Remember that. So this is the thing that must be exposed, and this is, of course, a double-edged sword. I mean, you can also expose me at any time if I have any contradictions. I try, because I know how this works. And I know that the internet is forever. I try to, when I get things wrong, like about Meghan Markle, I make sure to say, well, I got this wrong about Meghan. I got this information wrong about her, or this information wrong about politics. And when I don't know about the topic, I will rest assured that I will tell you. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm just my opinion on my limited knowledge of X or Y topic. So that's my promise to you. Meanwhile, here we are. We need to expose these people, and we will make it entertaining at the same time. So make sure to let me know what you think about this in the comments.